Greetings, ladies and gentlemen players. It's another wonderful Monday, the last Monday of February of 2023, making it a wonderful day for murder. I'm over here on my 7-dan account, but whether or not we can actually get a 7-dan game this early in the day, I do not know. We will have to wait and see. Alright, got a game. Unfortunately, it's against a 6-dan. I just could not seem to get a 7-dan game. I need to record 7-dan Murder Mondays late in the previous evening, I think. I need to start scheduling that a little bit better. Alright, so got a very aggressive 6-dan, sorry. I almost said 6Q. This variation here is very, very common with people who love giving away about potentially close to 30 points plus Comey. Or 30 points with Comey, sorry. This person is a little nuts. Big decision to make. I think he wants me to go here, here, and to here. I could go here, but he goes up. I think we're going to go and do this one. Yeah, I think we're going to go and do this one. Not really sure what this is all about. Not really sure what that's all about. Okay. I got a crazy one earlier today here, don't we? Alright, he's trying to get me in some kind of weird trick. That's fine. I mean, if you wanted the corner, baby, you might as well just go ahead and 3-3'd me at the rate you're going. You got a better result than this. Here now to live? I mean, he could play here. Now I drop down, he can play here. I think we're probably going to play this one. To attack the cutting stones. Man, oh man, got some crazy people. But this should make for an interesting Murder Monday, so that's kind of cool, eh? Kind of cool. I'm also running out of 6-dan accounts, unfortunately. This one's on the way at this rate that we're going on the way to 7-dan as well. That would make Basic Man 7-dan, Red Shirt 7-dan, Dwyrin 7-dan. If Tenu kills also 7-dan, it just leaves like Kosumi as the only remaining 6. Kinda ouch. Alright, now this is where I start getting a little nervous. What's he waiting on? He has to live in the corner, he's not alive. Right? Literally just play here and he dies. So, what are we doing here, sir? Or is it better to do this one and clamp? Is it better to do that one and clamp, do you think? Because I play here, he could do this one into this one. Into the response. And then the life and death position gets a little tricksy, eh? Here, there, 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 there. It should still be straightforward, I guess, huh? So, yeah, if you play here, you're tricked. So we're going to obviously play this one. Make sure that corner stays dead. Could have potentially just dropped straight down. This one makes me feel a little bit more comfortable, though. So right now, he's currently not alive. But I don't want him to surround me either. Right? Because right now, he could feasibly, like, I go and play here, here, into here, right? But maybe he plays here and then gets some kind of surround that I have to go back and kill. But he gets like the entire outside. So we're just going to go ahead and turn for now. He's free to go ahead and live here. And I'll just get more on the outside because this turning into the equivalent of him 3-3ing me is not a problem. That's completely a-okay. But if this turns into the equivalent of him 3-3ing me, and I have insane amounts of things to attack, insane amounts of influence, then I get the better end of the deal here. So we place very, very aggressively here, because we are stronger in the area than he is. Stand up. If Yatari's down, you follow. Can't kill me. So these are dead. So that went well. He has to protect the cutting point, which is Gote. I'll probably actually take his corner because I don't want to go and like get this and like fall back into here and be like, that was my plan. I stole your corner. I sacrificed here and I built a big corner, sir. Like, no. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. You can forget that right now. And if you take the corner now, I'm attacking you again because you've extended too far. That'd be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 point extension off of a 2 stone wall on the second line. Nah, 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 man. That ain't. We ain't flying that way. So yeah, this was a mistake. The approach, back off, shoulder hit is absolutely a thing that you can do. It's just not so great right now. I think we're just gonna go ahead and take. That way when he plays here and I play here, there's this one, like, I don't want to read that out ever. Alright, so this cut point works. I'm gonna play here first. Because if I cut, if he Ataris me over, he's screwed. If he Ataris me up, he's screwed. So these stones are probably dead. And he has to finish the Joseki here, which is nice. He'll probably take the corner, which is okay. Should be a pretty easy game. So far from what I'm seeing, easy game. If I attach here, it goes to Ko, right? Because he hasn't played this one yet. If I play here, he plays here. I play here, there, take. So it looks like this corner isn't alive yet. Should we go for the Ko right now? Might as well, eh? I think if I had just dropped down, I couldn't play this. That would be a little bit unfortunate.
9, 8, 7, 6.
I have no idea what that is. Misclick? Maybe? Oh, now he's gone offline. Well, this was a Ko. We were going to be anticipating the loss of this Ko. And we were going to instead just play here. Because, I mean, you guys are smart, right? You know that you're not going to go ahead and go all in on that corner, right? Right? Yeah. We just play the Ko here. And then we'll play away. And then he has to figure out what to do after that, you know? So right now, this is all mine, it would appear. He's come back. Oh, and he resigned. Okay. Well, that's game 1, I guess. So let's take a look at how this game is supposed to have gone. We play here, he plays here, I play here. He plays either this one, or usually it's this one. But it's something we actually really like playing. Because, for starters, if we have 3, right, 3 lines of territory, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's now 15. And then depending on how endgame goes, it could be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, with Komi, about 26. If I get even a small knight or a cut here, yeah, with Komi, this could be a 30-point corner. It's not bad. Not bad having 30 points in the beginning of the game. If you contrast that something like this, for example, which everyone loves doing as well, this in no reality is ever being a 30-point corner. So they're very vastly different things. So we're playing this way specifically because we want that influence. And he apparently did not want the influence. He wanted dead. He wanted to be dead. That's pretty much what he wanted to be. Right? This is live, right? I'm not nuts. He lives here now, right? Have I lost my mind? I've lost my mind. Yeah, he's not alive there either. I thought you could live here somehow. I thought there was a way to live here. No, then there's this one. I guess this is your best bet, eh? Yeah, I guess this is your best bet. Huh. Interesting. Either way, then he did this, and that doesn't work. I mean, you could go here, because this isn't really a threat, right? It's not really a threat. You could easily play something like this. I just took for safety. You can immediately cut if you'd like, because again, this is what he has to do. And then, yeah, there. Well, that was an easy game. That was an easy game. And we are now 8-3. So, since there's not enough time left in this video to do a whole nother game, let's go ahead and look at this interesting professional one featuring the Battle of the Kims. We have Kim 9 versus Kim 9. And this game, believe it or not, is actually quite interesting. We have Kim starting off in the upper right-hand corner with a 3-4 point, and his opponent taking a 4-4. Uh-oh. Could be 3 threes. Double 3-4 from black. Double 4-4 from white. White enclose, or black encloses, sorry. So no 3-3 in yet. Alright, taking a territorial approach. White apparently takes also a territorial approach by approaching low. Black simply backs off, as is all the rage nowadays. Pincers are kind of out of fashion. White sides make the game fun by shoulder hitting to reduce and maybe build. It's a nice light move. He's treating his stones very, very lightly, but it's also very, very meta to ignore the shoulder hit on an enclosure nowadays and instead play some kind of pincer. Pincer in question this time, taking away the 2 space from E17, therefore white cannot get a base. Dun dun dun. White follows up as we expect with the drop down, and the extend up is probably the same. Yes, it is. Followed by again Sente to attack the 3 stones. Now, this is a very, very light attack because the 3 stones aren't really in that much danger. You can't really surround them. They can go ahead and cap. They can turn. They can do a lot of stuff. Not really going to be having an issue here. This is more about putting light pressure here and maintaining a base with H17 in case E17 decides to get a little frisky later on. So since these stones are fine, it's understandable that white plays away. Black says you are not fine anymore. I can potentially try and go for like a little surroundy times here since we're kind of strong in the area. So white says, fine, you got me. We'll play one more. But now we kind of lose that opportunity. Because even if black gets another 1-point jump, we're not really surrounding. It's not really until we get another 1-point jump is that group going to really be in danger. As a result, this is something you could go ahead and ignore. Black knows that, doesn't attack it again, and takes the corner. Yes, it is a 3-3. It is unfortunate, but the game turns rather interesting. Because we go here, here, into here, into here. There, into there. Easy peasy little switch. This also gives Sente. Now we're picking a fight. This is a little bit easier to play. It gives, you know, a base, but you can be kept low and you can be like attacked. There's like a whole bunch of stuff here. So black says, I'm going to get kicked and pincered and we'll fight that way. Weirdly enough, white doesn't go ahead and take the bait on that one. You would think absolutely would. I'm not sure if I could resist taking the bait on that one, to be honest. Like how this would continue, it's hard to say. But apparently everyone has an opinion. All right, so we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that. So we just drop down. Very, very calm move. Black extends up. A little bit of a passive move. So white, again, takes a larger point. Now, this is where things slowly go off the rails. It's taken a while. There have been a few offers for fights that white's declined, but here we are, move 30. We're going to start fighting now. Black says, I'm coming up. I'm ignoring your approach. Therefore, white has to follow up and prove this was a big move. So he follows up and proves this is a big move. Here we see trying to keep isolated. We're not just going to be like, all right, we'll live in here now, I suppose. And do something like this. That's majorly boring. Pros ain't playing that. So all right, here we go. Trying to keep ourselves able to attack a group is really, really nice. as we can see here. Small knight, large knight. Kind of big, kind of big. Unfortunately, we need to go back and settle now. It's unfortunate for white here. I like what white was doing. White was trying to isolate the stones and get an attack going on, right? That was the idea. But with this move, it's like, if you don't live, I'm going to kill you. Which means the surround was Sente. And now we don't have a fight anymore. So white was really, really, really trying to make something happen, and black was really, really, really not going for it. Black just defended themselves, got the strength, got Sente, and now we're keeping the pressure up with what the board says is our win condition, which is at the present. We've got like some influence stuff here. We're getting like a wall here. There's a weak group over there. So it seems pretty okay. It seems pretty okay. Right? So what will white do now? This or this are the options, and there's really only one because we're not playing this way. Like this would be bad. This would be worst thing ever because you just lost the game. It's like, but what about the territory on the left, sir? It's only 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It ain't good. It's not good. So we're fighting. And fighting. Gotta be careful of our group, so we're gonna defend. Careful of the cutting point, so we defend. All very nice things. If this was like Fox or something, or like some kind of amateur play in general, they'd probably be like, no, man, I've got like huge amounts of influence here. And then this would just ruin everything. Because anything that you thought you were doing here, it's done. There's nothing else to do here. This is going to cut. It's going to live. Middle is completely out of play now. But these are not amateurs. They are professionals. So even though you and maybe your opponent never protect your cutting points, here, black knows there is strength in protecting the cutting points. Also, black now threatens to reduce the left-hand side. White says, no, that's my points. And it's actually very, very important those are points, too, because right now, we have very few. Like, if we tap both corners, we're at about 12. Maybe 13 or 14, sorry. Not a lot of territory. So he really needs that left-hand side, right? That makes sense? Which is why he's answering all of these things. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. So here, black's pushing up. Just going grabbing that strength because he knows everything about what's going on this board. He knows what he needs to go for. He knows what his strengths are. And right now, his strengths are essentially a wall that's spanning the entire top to bottom of the board. Influence. You'll love to see it. Now, this is one of the reasons why I've been meaning to go over this game. It's on my list. Not only do we have a really cool amount of influence here, but it's also influence into the scam that I see all the time in amateur play that's apparently infecting professional play now as well. That scam, poking as a cutting point. Now, black is being like, no, I'm not doing that. Because, I mean, clearly, something stupid like this would be absolutely fantastic if black fell for this. But black's like, no, I am playing that. Like, what are you gonna do? Cut me right now? You'll be resigning in like 10 moves. So, scam, not fallen for. This is essentially where white starts flailing. Because this game did not go well for them. There's too much going on. Too much they have to do. That it's really, really tough to do any of it. They secured the left-hand side for themselves in exchange for no territory anywhere else on the board. Strength. Okay. So far, so good. We're strongifying our position. Be mindful, however. I did point out that there was like 14 points, like here and here, right? So if he just equaled that, all he has to do is equal what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Arguably 7, 8. Okay. 24 points? Elsewhere on the board? Well, gee, where are we going to get 24 points? Where are we going to do that? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's that. That's not even considering if any of this is going to be worth anything. You see the problem, right? So it's understandable 9-Dom Pro does too. He drops down. Because he knows he'll lose on this section of the board alone. He will. Numbers don't lie, man. You'll lose on this section alone. Black ignores. Because why not? That's something in my eye like all video. I apologize. I keep messing with my eye. Plays to keep the killed. Threaten to go through. Applying Boku pressure. Got the honey. Love the honey. Double honey ahead of 2 and 3 stones. Easy proverbs. And now look. This is turning huge because there's still that cutting point, right? So you can see the threats. You can see the threats plain as day in front of you. Keeping white honest. We're not trying to kill him. We're just keeping pressure on him. Because while he's pressured, he's not going to do anything else the rest of this game. Nothing. Just be pressured. It's like, hey, how you doing? Like, this is what you don't want to see. Now here, probably a bit more aggression that you really need to play on this particular board. But pros are pros. So fundamentally, they know it's like, okay, my man's got a weak group here and a weak group here. We're going to split them, obviously. Obviously, we're going to split them. This is a textbook splitting attack. This is when games go really, really, really wrong. Like, there is no way Kim is happy about this game he's playing against Kim. Kim's probably like, man, that Kim is something else this game, man. And that Kim is just being like, yeah, I am. You appreciate that, Kim? And Kim's like, yeah, Kim, I can really... I'm going to stop the joke. All right, continuing on. So he knows he's being cut off. Right, because if we're like, I'm going to do something here, and blah, 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 then there's nowhere to go and you're dead. It's like,
oh no, but my opponents all the time, oh, they always let me live here.
yeah, that's because they're amateurs. Fundamentally, this fails, should fail every time. It might work against you. Occasionally, you need to work on that. I do too. But fundamentally, this position is utter dog doo-doo. Doesn't mean,
oh, well, if I fall for it, it was a really good thing.
No, it wasn't. No, that's not a good thing. That's kind of like saying if like some tired teacher out there was grading like first grade papers and they didn't realize that, the student wrote 1 + 1 was spaghetti and they marked it as right because they were hungry at the time. Yeah, made spaghetti a good answer. No, that's still stupid. Right? Doesn't make, yeah, it's not a thing. So, black Hanes, because one group was defended, another group was not. We're trying to do something. I like the removal of that eye so much. No pushing into the Hane, into trying to get an eye here. Like, nope, this is gone. Now we're desperate for an eye. We know it's going to be the Hane into a tiger mouth, as we're now seeing here. Now this is a tricksy one. I'm going to slow down here for a minute because it's important to recognize what's going on here. This is something we see a lot. Not so much nowadays because it's easy to go wrong. It's easy to defend and give shape away and then respond again to make sure they can't do anything here. But you can Atari instead. Now you might be thinking, but what about this one? Well, then you can take. But what about this one? Well, then you can Atari it back. They take, you take, no eyes have been claimed yet. Ain't that cool? Threatening to kill, denied. Trying to kill, again with a denial. Atari connect. And connect. And choosing to go to Co. Now here, there's too many Co threats. Right? There's too many Co threats. Trying to connect up. Threatening to resurround. Threatening to cut through and kill. And if we actually defend here, we have another big problem too. Because now that we don't have like much in the way of eyes here, there's a lot that can be done, right? There's a whole heap amount that can be done. Like if we play, so he plays here in the actual. If he plays here, there are a lot of things you have to worry about. One thing is actually this one. Because this is no longer going to be your good answer. Because there's somewhere immediately to run to. You gotta be careful. So now we changed it to here, 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 Atari this way. Which is what they're fighting over now. Hence this move. Well, that in the cut. But you can see what they're fighting over, right? Very rarely does the wedge like that work, except for when it really, really, really does. Yeah, here. And still trying to kill. Big corner. Not a solid eye yet. And poke. And retreat. And retreat. This gets awkward because there's me-eye for disconnections here. White's like, can I come in? Black's like, excuse me, you better protect that cutting point. White's like, I don't want to. It's like, I didn't ask you. I did not ask you what you wanted. You better protect that cutting point. Trying to do something. Can Atari, but can Atari. Or can cut, sorry. So he goes here. Here. At this point, I should mention, the territory hasn't really changed all that much, except for this is now dead. And this bottom right-hand side, keep in mind how many, how large this is. That's 7 stones, right? There's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. We don't have to capture. So all of these are also points. Remember the point count from earlier when we were quoting like 12, like here and here? Not anymore so much. Now it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17 points. Well, we got that more than covered here. More than covered here. So he's still just trying to win off this position here, right? That's where everything is. Now we've connected up, so there's some good territory here. Trying to reduce. Good territory here now as well. So now white's trying to, you know, reduce that as well. Now this part is interesting. Threatens to kill the 4 stones. Connects on up. Connects on up. Make sure stones aren't dead. Says, leave me alone. And white says no. Why does white say no? Because if he plays there, this is too much. Right? This is going to be too much if he just retreats and allows himself to get cut off like this. Because we had those, like, 24 in the, we had, like, the 24 down in here, another 24 here. So with this, we're definitely about 50, 60 points. That's a problem. That's a big problem. So he's trying to make sure that if the Hane here, we can like Hane in return. Only problem with that is all of this stuff. Like he's trying to fight as hard as he can to keep this away from his opponent. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to win the game. Take, cuts it off. And now here, white resigns. You might be wondering to yourself, why did white resign here? He can still go to Ko, right? Yes, he can. But he doesn't want to go to Ko. Why doesn't he want to go to Ko? Glad you asked. Glad you asked. So part of the reason why I don't want to go to Ko is because there's too many, well, the entire reason, sorry, is because there are too many Ko threats. For example, okay, white needs to find one first. White needs to find one first. Here? No, that's a bad Ko threat. That just gives more points away. Here? That's a Ko threat. But what else is a Ko threat? Well, something as simple as, let's see where we go first. This one probably. This is probably a big one first. Because that threatens this one, but we don't want to... probably don't want to leave the extra Ko threat behind, so probably play here. And then you've also got... let's just get rid of these real quick. You've also got this one as another threat. You got this one, another threat. What else you got? What else you got? No. You got this one's a Ko threat. Because if you cut through here, we have to immediately activate this. And if we activate this, we didn't defend this. So this gets killed. So that's a Ko threat. So there's quite a few for black, and you're going to immediately run out of them for white, is the issue. Like, you're going to run out of Kothas pretty fast for white. So it's like, you know what? I'm done. I can do no more. I can do no more. And congratulations to him for no longer wasting any more of his opponent's time. He's just like, you know what? Yeah. I can't fight that Ko. This is too big. I mean, that's a huge Ko, right? How many points is this thing worth? 1, 2, 3, 4. Those two at the very least. And then can't do that. So the surrounding territory of this would make all of this points, right? Plus the 2 stones there. So what we're talking about here is about a 40-point area. So got like 42 here. And then we had like, what was it? 24, 26 here, something like that. So it's 46. No, 66, sorry. And then 70. maybe 80. It's too much. It's huge. It's huge. Influence, man, gets out of control. Either way, I thought this game was cool. I like influence games. I'm partial to them. You know me. Any person. I love games right now because they're so important, even at an amateur level, to see how this is taken advantage of when you're playing someone who just like completely disrespects influence. They wind up struggling the entire game, and when the struggles don't pan out, oh, it's so beautiful to see. Since we all play games where that's not the case. We make a stupid mistake, they get away with it, but shouldn't be. Shouldn't be. And in this case, definitely wasn't. So I liked. And I hope you liked. This has been my Murder Monday. I'll see you next time. Till then, take care, everybody.